Hey everyone, Alan Bauer here in Bay City, Michigan. And what I want to talk about tonight is I think our country is forever changed at this point. And the reason I say that, up until this point, many of us, and I'm 56, I'll be 57 next month, but many of us have gone through our life and we're used to always having everything there, always an abundance of everything. You never really run into a shortage. I mean, maybe the biggest shortage a lot of us have seen is like, that hot new Christmas toy that's out that you just have to get for your kid, and nobody can get it because, everybody's fighting over that. But now we're talking about basic necessities like toilet paper, biggest example, hand sanitizer. Um, Now you're seeing things fly off the shelves like all the chicken, the hamburger, all the meats. Uh, you know, Ramen noodles are off the shelf. Canned goods are starting to disappear. Everything's starting to disappear. Now, I've lived around the world in some different countries. I lived in some of the former Soviet socialist republics, and there's still a shortage over there. So I've seen this, not on this big of a scale here, but I've seen it to where, there's certain things that disappear and they don't come back for a few months. And people are just used to it over there and they're like, oh, well, when it comes, it comes. If not, and they just kind of go about their daily life. But we're seeing everything, kind of fly off the shelf here. So I think, well, I know we're gonna get through this and everything will be okay. But I think in the back of our mind, we're always going to think when this is all done and over, most people are still going to carry an extra supply. They're going to carry at least, anything like non perishable, say toilet paper. Many people may carry a 6 month supply of toilet paper. I guess it depends how long this thing goes. We're told it's for 3 weeks, but then we hear 8 weeks. Then we hear could be July or August. The bottom line is that uncertainty, and we don't know. So the longer this goes, the longer you show up at the stores and you cannot find toilet paper, and you have to compromise. I mean, for now you can find paper towels. There's always a workaround on there. But what happens when you can't find paper towels and toilet paper? What if that happens? What if this does drag out for 8 months? What if it drags out the rest of the year? What if this is a recurring thing every year? That's in the back of the mind of a lot of people. So there's a lot of uncertainty, and I think it's a learning experience for all of us. And even, some of us that kind of prep a little bit anyway, maybe we need to prep some more. I mean, at least that's in the back of my mind. And I know everybody can sit there and scream like, oh, calm down, people, you don't need to. Well, the problem is when it's not there, when you keep going to the store every day, or you got to show up at midnight or 2 or 3 in the morning to a store to be the first one there to get your rolls of toilet paper, and then everybody's hoarding that, it's going to be a while before people calm down. And it's hard to calm down when you're the person, you're out there working, or maybe you got kids to take care of this or that, and you can't get those basic supplies. I heard some people over in the UK saying, they couldn't get diapers for their kids. So here's these parents. Can you imagine having young children? We're used to the conveniences of disposable diapers. At least, when I had kids, that was the big thing. It wasn't like back in my day where you had, the cloth ones and the little rubber or plastic, with a little elastic band on it. And then, you got the leakage and all the other stuff. But, they got some pretty high tech diapers and stuff. And now you can't have that. So a lot of things are really changing, and even basic supplies. I think the big thing today was when you heard Amazon, because you still think like, well, okay, we're out of some toilet paper, I can live without that. But then when you see Amazon say, you know what, we can't, we're not going to ship anything other than the basic essentials and medical supplies, and that's it. We're all so dependent upon Amazon. And why would they not do that? What is going on? That's the problem. This uncertainty. Nobody's telling us why this just keeps escalating and escalating and escalating, and then everybody wants to tell us to calm down. So it's kind of hard to calm down. I mean, you got to look at everything. I'm doing a checklist on everything now. What about people that take medications? Is there, and how do you get, if you're on a prescription medication, they don't want to give you that ahead of time. Maybe there's not going to be a rush on it. What if something like that happens? What if the postal system stops delivering? There's a lot of governments right now, city governments, county governments, not filling their office. People are working remotely. This may be the wave of the future. We may not be doing as much human interaction. So these are things to think about. And I think a lot of us are kind of reevaluating our whole life. Like, what do we want to do? How are we going to do this? And we'll get by it. Like I said, it's just we'll make some adjustments. But I think a lot of us don't take things for granted anymore. You don't know what's going to be at the store. And like I said, I've lived in that overseas. Like living in the military, anybody that's been in the military, it's been deployed overseas, you run out of stuff. They run out of toothpaste, deodorant. And so what do? You stock up on this stuff because you don't know when the supplies are coming in. You're working in a combat zone and stuff, and you stock up on what you can. I mean, you're not going to keep like a 6-month supply there, but that's kind of minor stuff. But here we're talking the entire world at this point. So something to think about. Let me know your thoughts on this. What do you think's going on? What do you think's happening? Throw the opinions out there. I don't really know. I can make guesses, but I don't have an idea. I don't know what all's going on. Does anybody? Somebody has to know. Is there something, they're not telling us on this? What is it that they're not telling us? I think that's a question in the back of a lot of people's minds too. So I just wanted to throw that out there. The good thing is, I hear them talking too about, they're talking about sending us $1,000 like every American. When they say every American, does that mean every U.S. citizen? Does it mean every person that's working, not working? What about people that aren't working? Say they're on Medicare, Medicaid. I mean, and, they have government assistance already. Are they going to give them an extra $1,000? Or are they only going to do that for the people that are working? I'm not sure. None of this, we're very unclear about a lot of stuff. I saw some things about, unemployment for restaurant workers because they shut down all the restaurant workers. Well, what if you're in a different occupation? Does that unemployment apply to you too? We're in uncharted territory here, and I think that's part of the panic. And until we get somebody that steps up and says, hey, this is what's going on. We need people to be transparent with us and say, okay, here's the situation, what we know right here. Best case scenario, this is how it goes. Worst case, here it is. It's probably going to fall somewhere in the middle here. But I think that's what people really want to know. They want the transparency. They want the truth. People don't like to be lied to. They don't like to have things withheld from them like they're little children and, we can't tell you because it's too scary. I'd rather know what the hell's going on right now and be able to make plans for that. And if they think that, we're going to stop people from panicking, they're too late on that. People are already panicking. Uncertainty creates panic. So that's all I really have for tonight. I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. Maybe get a little conversation going. Give me your thoughts, comments. You want to do a little video comment back, that's cool too. Post that. Little voice comment, text, whatever, GIFs, pictures, I don't care. Whatever you want to throw on there. I don't care how crazy it sounds because this is so crazy right now that I'm kind of open to listening to everything. So give me your thoughts. Let me hear it. And we'll talk to you tomorrow.